Hello everyone. This video is coming out late or early, wherever you are. And this video is special to me, and I'm sure to many others who've seen the Peaky Blinders series. This movie concludes everything as a whole about Peaky Blinders, and it's called Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man. And then, as I said a few seconds ago, this was special to me because I first watched this series when COVID hit, and it changed my ways in good ways and made me who I am today pretty much. So I want to give this show and this movie the respect it deserves because of that. And before I go into the content, this film is dark, and you will see what happened to Birmingham, England during the 1940s, during World War II, and how it changed Thomas Shelby in a way where he did some good out of it. First, he was stubborn about his decisions. If you remember, you've seen the series where when people died, it was his fault over his bad decisions and dangerous people. But this time around, his son carried the same curse. And as a result, someone close in the family, I would to go into in a minute, also died because of his actions. And in the end, this film concluded everything and tied it up in a bow perfectly with no loose ends. And before I go into any of that, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of you who support this channel, and I really appreciate you all, ladies and gentlemen. I really mean that, so thank you. If you're new to this channel and want to sub on your own accord, please do. My channel is at HistoryBuff 2.0. You can't miss it. Comment down below, like, share, all the good stuff. With all that said and out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the show today. So, as I said during the intro, and I know it's a bit long, but this video is going to be more special to me than the others because this show and movie connected to me more than anything else I posted on this channel. Marvel movies are second on the list, but this is the first on the list for me. So, as you go into the film, and again, it goes into Germany's plan to make Britain's banking system collapse and make Britain fall easier. In other words, without having money or support, Germany can swoop in and just take out Britain just like that. And this movie was attributed to the men in the 1940s during the bombings of Britain, and you'll see it in the credits. So that was another great touch as well. And what I appreciate about the film is they show respect to the material throughout the series, and that's what I loved about the most. And most importantly, Tommy Shelby's view on things from where he started and where he ended. And he changed things for the better in his film. I'm not going to go into full on details because I don't want to spoil it to anyone who hasn't seen this film, because it's a full-on masterpiece through and through. If you haven't seen the Peaky Blinders at all, it's a 6 series. Britain, BBC does a bit differently than US shows, so I'm gonna say that up front. It was a 1 series through 6 series. I'm saying that up front right now. And this film paid homage to the show itself, to the material, to the tributes, to people who were in the show, and also the references on top of that. And the references, one of them I'm going to give is the bullet. If you've seen the series and you see the bullet and has a name on it, and that name on it is Tommy names on it. And the story for this is Germany is very simple. Germany is trying to break Britain. It's trying to bring Germany. I'm sorry. Germany is trying to bring Great Britain to her knees, like the other countries during the 1940s. But they were defiant to the end, and we all know we know the rest of the story. And Tommy Shelby helps Great Britain win the war, but he wasn't recognized, and he didn't want to be. And that's a noble sacrifice that most people are not willing to make nowadays. So, pretty much you see his actions of what he does, reconnect with his son after beating the crap out of him for leading the Peaky Blinders in the wrong direction, doing bad things. And as I promised during the intro, Tommy's son's Duke kills Ada, but not directly. To help you understand, he was sort of responsible, but sort of wasn't. If you see the film, then you know. Then you're gonna see what happens to her. But if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. And they bring back people from the series as a whole too, which was fantastic. Of course, they were older, and I didn't mind that too much. Some people might be picky about it, some might not. I don't know. But me, I love the movie as a whole, and it concluded everything. No loose ends, no nothing. Paid tribute to the references, to the series, to the characters, and it was emotional on all fronts. And we never seen Tommy Shelby cry at all, and he cried in this film because he went through so much in his life to get to where he ended up towards the end of the film, and he found peace, and he was reunited with his whole family. He was the last one standing because of unfinished business, and his son took over the reins as king of the gypsies, pretty much. I'm not gonna say what happened to Tommy, because that's gonna ruin the whole concluding thing. But if you haven't seen the Peaky Blinders show, I would recommend you see that first before seeing this, because this movie concludes everything yet again. So if you want to ruin the experience for yourself and see the movie first, I wouldn't recommend it. So, and again, this takes place during the 1940s, where World War II was taking place, and the series took place after World War One. So it paid homage to those two wars as well as a tribute, which I really appreciate, since those two wars were just horrendous by themselves. So if you're ever interested in a mob era where the violence really took place to its core and actually was true, this show is meant for you 110%. And also the movie as well. So, with all that said and out of the way, and enough of my rants, thank you all again for the love and support for this channel. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it from the bottom of my heart, so thank you very much. And if you're new to this channel and want to sub on your own accord, please do. Comment down below, like, share, and all the good stuff. And this video was a bit longer than the rest because this series as a whole and this movie was special to me. I want to express how I felt about it, detail by detail. So, this concludes another series that I like the most. And I'm glad it ended and it wasn't milked to death. So, thank you all again. May God bless you all. Stay safe. And I will see you on the next one.